Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Fast Track to 7 a.m. Thank you for joining us on the Valley today. I'm Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Alex Larson.
One woman now hurt after a crash on I-29 early this morning.
North Dakota Highway Patrol says that crash happened shortly before 12:30 when a Jeep and a pickup were southbound on I-29. As the pickup was slowing down to enter a construction zone, the Jeep rear-ended it.
The driver of the Jeep, identified as a 28-year-old woman from Fargo, was taken to an area clinic for treatment of her injuries. No one else was hurt. She was charged with care required. The crash is under investigation at this time.
3 people are hurt, including 2 kids, after an ATV crash involving a DUI along Highway 83 north of Bismarck over the weekend. North Dakota Highway Patrol says around 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, a 43-year-old Bismarck man was driving an ATV in the ditch along Highway 83 when he overcorrected the vehicle, causing it to overturn.
The driver and a 9-year-old boy who was a passenger were thrown from the ATV. They both suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to an area hospital. A second passenger, though, a 7-year-old girl, was left with minor injuries as well.
Authorities say no seatbelts or helmets were worn during that crash. The driver has been charged with DUI with a minor. Fargo police still looking for the man they say shot and killed somebody at a Fargo apartment Friday afternoon, and they need your help.
They say they're looking for this man, 34-year-old Leo Darto of Fargo. If you see him, they say do not approach or attempt to apprehend.
If you do come in contact with him, though, call 911 and give as much information as possible as to where he was last seen or what he was wearing. And police are identifying the victim in that shooting as 35-year-old Samson Blah of Fargo. This was the scene on Friday as authorities were called to an apartment complex near 12th Avenue North and 22nd Street South just after 1.
For about 2 hours, police surrounded the apartment building looking for the shooter. Our crew on scene did not see anyone get taken into custody. Police did confirm that, though. This scene of cops on site at the Arbors apartment complex on Friday afternoon is tied to that shooting. A viewer sent us this photo.
Again, anybody with information, get in touch with authorities. You can contact the Red River Regional Dispatch Center at 701-451-7660. You can also submit an anonymous tip by sending the keyword Fargo PD and your tip to 847-411.
Clay County now collecting empty pesticide containers this week.
That starts today and runs through Friday. You can drop them off at the county landfill in Hawley anytime between 8:30 and 4. It is asked that these containers, though, be triple rinsed and the caps and labels removed.
You are also asked to string the containers on baling twine. Containers up to 55 gallons will be accepted.
Several districts across the valley started school last week, but today it's Moorhead's turn to return back to the classroom.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Students, teachers, and staff across the district beginning their school year this morning. Moorhead isn't the only district starting this week, though. Fargo and Grand Forks also returning to the classroom this Wednesday. All right, time now to get a check-in of our forecast on our Monday morning. Things looking bright and beautiful, but we know that's not necessarily the story for everybody. We're sending things right on over to meteorologist Lisa Green. Hi, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we are talking about what to expect as you're stepping out to the bus stop for maybe the first time this year this morning, or maybe you're heading back after a nice summer weekend too. Here's a look outside in Fargo. You can see that sun coming up. There are some clouds hanging around, areas where it's a little more cloudy than others, and some places that are clearing out completely. So it depends on where you are. Fargo's at 72 degrees right now, so it's still warm. It's still muggy out there. In Grand Forks, it's 64, and you can see where the cold front has definitely gone through already. Devil's Lake is at 59. Big difference from the west to the east. Fergus Falls is checking in at 75 degrees. So where we are warm, where we are still muggy ahead of the front, that's where I expect to see that potential for more rain and thunder as we head into midday and beyond today. We've got some departing showers. You can see they're mainly moving off to the east, and then a nice break developing for right now in the valley. And then as we move into the afternoon, more of those storms again could pop up west central Minnesota, northeastern South Dakota especially, and then that chance drops off pretty dramatically heading northward, basically north of Highway 2. Your chances for rain are a lot lower for later today. And then you could see out west in western North Dakota and into eastern Montana, our next system that will be affecting us into Tuesday. So we've got active weather coming up here. Out at the bus stop this morning, not so bad. Temperatures again in the Fargo-Moorhead area into the 70s, just a little bit on the muggy side right now. Heading into the afternoon, we'll have a few more clouds. clouds. Fargo Moorhead, we may be one of the warmer spots, getting into the low 80s today. Best bet for rain will be even a little farther south and east of the FM metro, where we could see that severe weather. Again, we want to stay weather aware today with the potential for severe, especially in Lakes Country. And then the farther north and west you go, again, it'll be a little bit cooler. All depends on where you are in relation to that front that's moving through right now. I mentioned that next system. We see a chance for some isolated to scattered storms on Tuesday. Wednesday, another round possible, especially Wednesday night. And that's the day where we might see more strong storms. The potential for severe is there again heading into Wednesday night. So the bottom line is we're looking at an active week that could bring some rain and thunder to you. And once that clears out just in time for the holiday weekend, it's looking pretty good. Temperatures heading into Labor Day weekend getting into some mid to upper 70s. Right now it looks dry. Just a really great way to round out summer. Unofficially, we'll still have some warm weather heading into September.
Yeah, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, feeling good. We just have to get through these next few days where we have these off and on rain and thunderstorm chances. Sure.
All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, does the summer heat have you feeling beat? September not only kicks off the fall season in North Dakota, but also sugar beet harvest.
Well, this season is financially beneficial for thousands of farmers across the state. It does come with some dangers.
We are checking in live this morning with the Valley Today's Tatum Miller in Fisher, Minnesota, learning all about it. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning, ladies. Well, I told you we're getting our boots dirty, so we're out here on a farm, actually. We've got no bears, no Battlestar Galactica, but we do have beets. I'm here with Noel Anderson to talk with us all about it. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tatum. So we are standing here in a sugar beet field. You may be able to see in the far background here that some of these beets have actually been dug. That's just kind of touching on that pre-pile that we brought up earlier, starting to haul some beets into the factory, get these fields opened up.
Absolutely. Now, I have never seen a sugar beet before today. So you're teaching me a lot of things. Can we pull one up out of the ground?
Absolutely. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. So right here we have a sugar beet. I pulled this out of the ground. This I would say is a little bit larger than average.
This is huge.
This is what we grow. So we're actually going to do something a little different. Tatum's never tried a sugar beet before. So she's going to get to taste a sugar beet.
All right. Wow. Okay. And do people eat these normally, just like to snack on, or no?
Not normally. I mean, it's not much different than your garden beet. So the red beets that people are growing, you have at Thanksgiving dinner.
These are pretty good.
Yeah, they're like a sweeter red beet. Obviously, a little bit sweeter. That's where we're extracting the sugar from.
That makes a little more sense. So now tell me about your harvesting process. You don't actually go out and pick them all by hand. So what does that look like?
That's how we started. So we'll run basically a large lawnmower over the top. We'll get to that in a little bit, but what we're looking to do is just take off this foliage here, the top green part, because really all we're looking to do is just bring this part of the beet into the factory.
Yeah.
We don't want this top green stuff on here. That's going to make the beet spoil. It rots. So we take this over with a big lawnmower. We'll come through and we'll lift the beets out here. We have a trench here, and that trench is from our lifter wheels going through. So it's big wheels that go through, they pinch them, and they pull them up, go into the truck.
Now, something special about sugar beet season that I wanted to touch on, it's kind of later in the year than you would expect for harvest, but that's because it's so reliant on the temperature.
Absolutely.
So when does it spoil? What's the sweet spot?
Yeah, usually we're starting October 1st. The last 2 years or so, we started about a week later, and that's just due to temperatures. You get those 70 to 80 degree days. We're usually not digging beets. That's because we can't really store them at that temperature. So we're looking for anything pretty much below 65 degrees. That's kind of our sweet spot.
All right, we'll see that. This Minnesota, North Dakota fall coming up. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Noel. And like you kind of mentioned earlier, next we're going to go touch on some of the machinery and safety aspects when it comes to harvesting. I'm Tatum Miller for Valley News Live. Back to you at the studio.
All right, love it. We're all getting a lesson this morning. Thank you so much, Tatum.
And the owner of Cone's Creamery in Fargo is selling his business.
It's All to Help Fund, actually, an embryo adoption journey for he and his wife. A major announcement. The owner, Brady Hand, says the decision comes after nearly 4 years of infertility and 2 unsuccessful rounds of IVF.
So the store first opened up in 2019, and it's famous for its boba teas, bubble waffles, and gelato. But Hand wants to make sure the store goes into good hands. If you are interested, we do have his contact information right now under this story on valleynewslive.com.
Subway joining, never mind, moving on.
Well, here's Demand's best friend. Today's National Dog Day. The day was created to recognize how many dogs need to be rescued each year.
Yeah, sometimes when the stories get floated right as we're reading them, I fall victim to that every now and then. Okay, this day though, honoring family pets and dogs that even put their lives on the line each day, like law enforcement canine partners and dogs that help find and rescue victims of accidents or tragedies, and then working companions as well for disabled.
You can celebrate by taking a minute to shop for your furry friends. Lots of online pet retailers are offering deep discounts on this National Dog Day.
What an exciting day for dog lovers. Yeah. The Today Show and CBS Morning is just about to start, but the Valley Today rolling on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up on the Fargo CW with Miss Alex Larson. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I will see everyone back here on September 11th. Have a great start to your week, everybody.
Yeah, go Alaska, Ashland. See you tomorrow.